Codependency. That is a loaded word. Hi everybody, Linda here with Love Song Reiki, and I've really felt led to do a quick video about codependency. First of all, what is it? So I did a quick lookup of a definition, and the definition of it is codependency refers to a psychological condition or relationship dynamic where one person, the codependent person, has an unhealthy attachment to another person, the taker. But it also, other than being a person, it could be a situation. It could be an emotion that you're codependent on having. It could be alcohol. It's kind of like an addiction. Codependency is a little bit, may feel a little bit differently, but it's kind of the same. Being codependent on social media. But let me explain what it's often characterized by: the person who is the codependent person, the one relying on the taker. Low self-esteem, strong desire for approval, unhealthy attachment, control or manipulation by the other person. You suppress your own emotions in order to stay in the situation because you feel like you're getting something out of it. A high sense of self-sacrifice on your part, and also just a lack of boundaries, unable to set healthy boundaries. Being a people pleaser. How many of you are a people pleaser? Woohoo! That's me. So Amanda Ellis has two wonderful card decks that she created. One is the Archangel Metatron Self-Mastery Oracle, and the other is the Christ Consciousness Self-Mastery Oracle deck. And she has in the Archangel Metatron deck a wonderful card that is specifically called Codependency. See that? And it says, beside the word codependency, it says key to freedom. And on this, you'll notice two trees that are side by side. They are locked together with a padlock, and below it is a key. Okay, and in the book, her one short definition at the top says, when you draw this card, you are asked to look at a relationship or situation in your life and see that what started out as support and comfort has become suffocating to you both. The card from her Christ Consciousness deck that I feel really resonates with codependency is this one. It's called Tethered and Caged. And the guidance is to break free. There's a person sitting there with chains in a situation that doesn't make them feel good. There's a key right beside them. All they have to do is look up, see that key, and by using that key, they could drop that key, that padlock off their chains, and start a whole new situation. So the key to any relationship or situation is balance. You want to have balance. Divine masculine, divine feminine. You want as close to 50-50 as you can get in a partnership, a situation. You're looking to find joy, peace, comfort. When you're in a codependent situation, for instance, with social media, is there something that you're not getting from your external world? So you're on social media all the time. And if you're not able to be on it, getting that hit of dopamine, posting all your different posts about how wonderful your life is when really you feel like it's crap, but you're posting all this great stuff so people think that you're great and your life is great and perfect. That's codependency, because you're relying on the feedback of those others, praising you for how wonderful and fabulous things are, because that's going to build up your sense of self-esteem in that moment, but it's not permanent. It's just that momentary dopamine hit, bing, bang, boom, boom, and then it's done. And then you got to keep repeating the cycle over and over and over again. When you're in a codependent romantic relationship or friendship, you have a person who's controlling the situation. And then you have the person who's being controlled. And to the person who's being controlled, it doesn't feel good. To the person who feels like they can't be themselves or speak their truth, it doesn't feel good. The key to getting out of codependency is you're going to actually have to stop and look at situations or relationships that make you kind of go, is this codependency? Is this a type of addiction? What am I getting out of this relationship? You're going to have to intentionally look at something that you may not want to look at. But the only way to break free is to look at it. You have to do it, people. You can't just sit back and hope one day the chain's going to be gone, because someone who is controlling you, or a situation that is controlling you, is getting pleasure from that situation. So they wouldn't want to break free. because they're enjoying what they're doing to you. If it's a relationship, if it's a friendship, they're enjoying it. They're getting a sense of power. Social media, you're just extending their usage numbers. So it's up to you to break the cycle. It's up to you. You have to sit back and look at the relationships, the situations in your life where you feel like you may be addicted or codependent. And then you say, how can I take baby steps to break this? So one thing that you could do is, for instance, with the trees, okay, they have that padlock to their roots. If you're feeling that your codependency is with a person, what you can do is envision you standing face to face with that person and having a big chain wrapped around your waists, tying you together, and this big padlock on it. And then guess what? In your vision, you hold the key, because in your life, you hold the key to breaking free of any codependency. It's inside of you. So envision yourself with this person across from him or her with this chain and this padlock, and envision yourself taking that key and sticking it in the lock hole and turning that key and saying, I now release this codependent relationship. And watch those chains drop in your mind, in your third eye. And by doing that, you are doing a visual, physical, emotional release of that codependent relationship. It's just your first step. You may have to envision that numerous times. You're going to have to pay attention to little situations where you're feeling that codependency coming in, and you're going to have to be aware of it and take little baby steps to say, I see this for what it is. I cut it away. I don't accept it. I'm going to change the way I react. I'm going to change the way I behave. I'm going to change the way I respond. Now, sometimes if it's a relationship, there's going to be pushback because the person who's been controlling doesn't want to lose control. And also you're going to feel weird because you're going to feel like you're pulling away, and you might even feel guilty about it. But don't feel guilty about taking back control of your own life and learning to be authentic, learning to live the way you want to live, learning to walk the path that you were meant to walk without others influencing you, learning to live the life that you came here to live in your own authentic self, right? So if you hear that noise, just ignore it. It's the hubby. He makes noise when I'm doing videos. So the point is, if you're trying to break free of codependency, you're going to have to be aware of it. You're going to have be ready for feeling uncomfortable. But only in this discomfort are you going to then have the impetus to break free. Like some people think they have to have anger in order to heal something that's caused them some grief. Well, you're going to have to sometimes feel uncomfortable, and that's okay. It's going to help you heal. So I'm just encouraging you, take a look at your life. Where are you codependent on? People, places, things, emotions? Are you a victim mentality? Are you stuck in victimhood? Are you stuck in being little Miss Joyful Happy because that's what everybody wants, but that's really not what you feel? Okay? Totally different ends of the spectrum, but the same thing. You can be miserable and be codependent. You can be Little Miss Happy Joyful and be codependent. Okay? So stop, take a look at your situations, and then try to think of ways to break free, baby step by baby step. And at some point you'll realize, oh my gosh, I'm actually free. I'm living my best life. Isn't this amazing? And if the people, places, things in your life completely went away, then they completely went away because they weren't meant for you anyways. You weren't resonating if you were codependent. You were fighting against each other. So anyways, that's been long enough. I'm about 9.5 minutes in. I've rambled. So I'm just wishing you all a beautiful, happy new year. And please just look at your life, look at situations where you may be codependent, and try to find ways to help yourself break free little bit by little bit so that you can live your most joyous, authentic, and happy life. Bye for now.